Did you know that Lake Superior's first steamship was also its first shipwreck? I'm Michelle Briggs. I'm the Chief Park Ranger here at the Soo Locks, and in this Ranger Reel, let's take a look at the steamship Independence. The ship was built in Chicago and in 1844 traveled up Lake Michigan and the St. Mary's River until it reached the rapids here. With no navigation locks on the river, it had to be hauled out in a special cradle and pulled around the rapids. It took 7 weeks for the empty ship to travel almost a mile using large rollers and livestock. Once it was above the rapids, the ship was relaunched and traveled between Lake Superior ports and docks above the rapids in Sault Ste. Marie. In November 1853, just months after work began to build locks at the Soo, one of the Independence's boilers exploded about a mile upstream of the rapids. One crew member was killed and several others were injured, but most of the crew and passengers were rescued. One survivor described being launched 100 feet into the air. The ship, however, was a total loss, making the Independence not only Lake Superior's first steamship, but also her first documented shipwreck. Years later, divers retrieved one of its propellers, and even though the Independence never made a trip through the Soo Locks, her story is preserved right here in Canal Park. If you like this Ranger Reel, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. If you have ideas or suggestions for future Ranger Reels, we'd like to read those in the comments.